morning, everyone. This is Heather Lee from Channel 2. I am here along Route 5 in Lackwanna, where we are following some breaking news this morning. There is a massive fire at the Bethlehem steel site. Again, this is in Lackwanna in Route 5. You can see right now the road has since been closed. It remained open up until a couple of minutes ago. A number of emergency crews here on the scene. So far, we've seen several Lackwanna Fire Department trucks, also several trucks from the city of Buffalo, and also a couple of medics SUVs going in. We do not know exactly where on the grounds this fire is. We do not know if there was anyone in that particular part of the building, but the pictures and the video, I think, speak for themselves right now. This massive cloud of smoke can be seen along Route 5 as you're coming in. We are a little bit closer to the scene. This is the neighborhood right near Bethlehem Steel, the Bethlehem Steel site. And when you're coming over Route 5, it almost looks like it's a little bit closer to the lake. That's because this massive cloud of smoke, it is just huge. Once we got a little bit closer, we realized that this was more on the south side of Route 5, so a little bit farther away from the lake. But again, I don't know if you just heard that there. We're a safe distance away right now, but occasionally you will see flames shooting through the roof of this building over here. We don't know if the fire is particularly in that building or beyond it. We do not know exactly where this fire started, but again, we're following some breaking news here this morning. An occasional explosion can be heard, and again, the road closed at this point while fire crews are on the scene. Unclear whether or not there are any injuries at this point. We do not know, again, exactly where this fire started on this property. I'm going to swing around over here. You can kind of see off in the distance just a little bit. They're trying to fight this fire from above. You can see one of the aerial crews, that stream of water over here, but that thick black smoke indicating that there's some more flames just shooting up right there. Very much an active scene here. We don't know the materials that may have been on the grounds. We don't know exactly what's burning, but again, we are hearing several explosions here. Linda's asking, is it safe for residents near the area? We have not heard otherwise at this point. The good news, at least for right now, from what I'm seeing, is this neighborhood that's right here. If you travel Route 5, you know all these houses over here. The smoke is actually blowing away from them. It seems to be heading more towards the Hamburg area. And the smoke itself, it's going a little more south, it appears, but then a lot of it is just staying in this one massive cloud. We have not heard up at this point whether or not there are any evacuations. We do not know if there are any injuries at this point. Most of the crews just blew right past us because obviously their main concern right now is making sure that everybody is safe who may have been on that property or near that property, and also putting out these flames right now. If you look down the street, it just looks like absolute darkness. It looks like it's the middle of the night over here. And that's farther down Route 5 as you're heading toward Mile Strip. Let me zoom out a little bit here so you can see. We've got more fire trucks coming right now. Lots of traffic this time of the morning along Route 5, really in both directions. A lot of traffic normally heading inbound at this time, but traffic is blocked off. And we've got emergency crews that are trying to get down here. There is this auto delivery truck that was trying to make that sharp turn, trying to get out of the way to allow the fire trucks to get through over here. This appears to be more Buffalo fire trucks. Just a huge response here this morning. More ambulance crews. This is the second or third ambulance crew that I have seen. Again, at this point, we don't know exactly where this fire started. Let's get back to the video over here. We know that this is on the former Bethlehem Steel site, but again, we do not know exactly where in the building. We do not know if there were any people in the area where this fire started, and we don't know if there are any injuries at this point. Much too early to say what caused this. We're hoping to get some information from fire officials. Obviously right now, their main concern, making sure that everybody is okay, and obviously trying to put out these flames. You can see the flames, again, continuing to shoot from that building over there. The road blocked off. We are also live streaming throughout the morning here at WGRZ.com in addition to this Facebook feed. In a couple of minutes, I'll be doing a live report actually on Channel 2. So once this feed ends, you can tune into Channel 2 for more details. Also follow us at WGRZ.com. The smoke looks like it's moving this way a little bit. The big question right now, how did this start? Where did it start? And exactly what is burning? Those are questions that we do not know the answer to right now. And fortunately for us, the smoke is staying mostly in that direction. They're starting to block off some more roads. This is Adams Street, right off of Route 5. You can see a Lackwanna police officer blocking it off. Even more emergency crews responding to this scene here. Hazmat unit just arrived here on the scene. Darlene says smoke rolling right into Woodlawn. Yeah, we are upwind, fortunately, from this fire right now. The wind is at my back, so all of that smoke, for the most part, is staying in a pretty big cloud. I wouldn't call it a mushroom cloud, but it's staying pretty condensed, but then some of it drifting down Route 5. As I said, Marty saying it's going toward Woodlawn right now. The neighborhood right now, we see a couple of people. They are out just catching a glimpse of this right now. This is obviously a breaking news situation, a very fluid situation. We've got crews, multiple crews following this story. We also have crews back at the station trying to get more information in terms of whether or not there are evacuation zones, what people need to be aware of. Obviously, Route 5 closed off right now. If you're getting ready to head out the door anytime soon and you normally take Route 5, the 90 probably a better bet at this point to avoid all of this mess. You can see the flames rising up above this building here. John, to answer your question, this is in New York, Lackwanna, New York, Route 5. We're not too far away from the lake. Like I said, when we were coming across earlier, across the Skyway, it appeared as though it was on this side. So we didn't know if it was oil cars or tankers, but it's actually the south side of Route 5. Just a massive site over here. Again, we do not know exactly what's burning. There was another explosion right there. I can't say for certain the type of building that is burning. Obviously, it looks like this fire has spread to at least a good portion of that site. One of the things, a couple of people had mentioned that Lockport fire, and the Lockport fire a couple of months ago. And they were saying it reminded them of that. To a certain extent, that could very much be the same. For one reason, When we talked to firefighters in Lockport, they said these particular types of buildings, the steel buildings, the more industrial type buildings, a lot of times can be really difficult. They can be really difficult to put out because once things start to collapse and burn, the fire is then underneath that. So not only do they have to, put water or potentially foam and other things, chemicals on this to get the fire out, they have to make sure that if there is indeed a collapse, when those walls come down, that there is not fire still burning underneath. And check this out right here. This building just went up, the top of it. Those vents that are on the top just lit up. It almost looks kind of like a candelabra in a eerie sort of way. Flames weren't always visible up until this point, and you can see just the entire top of this building burning. This is a very large site over here, so it's hard to say exactly, again, where this fire began and exactly what is burning at this point. I'm going to zoom out so you can see, again, just that huge cloud of smoke. A hole. Looks like a hole burned through the roof on this side, this corner. Steelworks Industrial Park is on the side of the building there, but I'm not entirely sure how current that is. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Darlene. It does look like nighttime in parts of Lackwanna, and then as you're heading into Lakeview, Hamburg, that area. I mean, it is just thick black smoke. These are some of the fire crews.
Do we know where Pete actually is?
Don't know. Whoops. Sorry about that, guys. Just trying to flip around here. Thank you very much. Joanne says be safe.
Thanks, Joanne.
We're at a safe distance at this point, what appears to be. We're beyond the fire crews. Obviously, if they tell us to get back, we will. The smoke, fortunately, is blowing in the direction opposite of us right now. If you're just joining us right now, we are at the site of a huge fire in Lackwanna, the old Bethlehem steel site. Hard to say exactly where this fire started. Hard to say exactly what is burning. We do not know if anyone was hurt. We don't know if anyone was in that section of the building where the fire started. We've seen it progress just over the last couple of minutes. Just heard another explosion off in the distance. The whole roof, those vents up there along the top, almost looks kind of like a candelabra. Much earlier, there was no flames coming from those, and it spread all the way across there. Stacy says the yellow house is her sister's.
Get a call from your newsroom. Heather, can you call the newsroom?
Yep.
Of course, that's pretty big room. Good luck, guys.
Are they letting it free burn for now? Just a couple of moments ago, Bernie, we did see one of the aerial crews that was off in this section, kind of behind that cloud of smoke. They appear to have been putting water on the top. I think right now it's hard to say what's actually burning in there. Again, we're hearing explosions off in the distance. This is a massive fire, so I don't know their technique at this point. Lots of crews. It looks like a lot of ambulance crews on standby, Buffalo Police helping out. We are in Lackwanna on Route 5, Lackwanna, New York. Not too far from the Buffalo border, so that's obviously a big help when it comes to mutual aid. I would imagine on the other side of all of this, there's probably even more crews. Right now we are upwind of all of that smoke. You are looking, this would be west on Route 5. The Skyway is behind me, and all of that smoke is just blowing towards Hamburg right now. Very good advice from Kathy there, mentioning Lockport and how there were evacuations. We have not heard of any at this point. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea
6 minutes.
to grab things. Do you mind holding this? Facebook, I just gotta grab my earpiece. Facebook Live.
Hi, it's Nate Benson, covering for Heather. That drone's gonna melt.
Oh my.
Here.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a little drone flying up there.
That's a cheap little drone too. That's a fan.
And it looks like it's getting sucked up in there. Yeah, whoever's drone that is, it's gone. It just went in.
No, it hasn't gone in yet.
Hasn't? To those of you who are just tuning in right now, this is Heather Lee and Nate Benson. We are along Route 5 in Lackwanna, New York, where there is just a massive fire burning at the former Bethlehem steel site. Right now, we do not know where this fire started. We do not know if there are any injuries at this point. And just some incredible pictures coming out of here just a couple of minutes ago. Let me zoom in so you can kind of see these vents at the top. At the top of this building, it looks like it's like a metal roof. And those vents at the top, there was flames nowhere near there. And just within the past couple of minutes, that whole roof went up in flames. We're now seeing flames shooting out of the side of the building. Route 5 blocked off. Ooh, a big chunk just fell. It's now shooting out of the side of the building there. And just a huge cloud of smoke and huge flames here. That's the big question, Jennifer. How are they going to get this massive fire out? A number of fire crews here. Do you have a IFB?
Working on that.
Okay. Again, here's just that massive cloud of smoke. It's either some sort of explosion or things collapsing. We're hearing... Hello? Okay, he's just setting up the IFB and stuff for me now, so... Okay, thank you. Bye. see if I can prop this up, guys, here.
I'll put it in my mount. Just hold on.
Again, would appear to be some more explosions. We're just getting ready to do a live report on Channel 2. So stick with us here on Facebook, also WGRZ.com, and again, Channel 2. I gotta give them a mic check.
They asked me for it?
Yeah. Bear with us, guys. We're moving around a little bit, just getting ready for a live report right now.
Check, check, check. Check, 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 check.
I gotta.
Check, 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 check.
I got it.
Hello? Okay, I'm trying. Bye.
Check, check, check. Here. Walk towards the camera.
I'm in the monitor, so they said start live. What do you want? What did you say?
I just gotta lower it. I thought
No. What do you want? Say it again.
Can we try my IFB, please?
What kind of shot did you want? Tell me again.
Do you want you in it or not?
They said wide, tight, wide.
Hello. Can you guys try my IFB, please?
What? Somebody told us what kind of shot they wanted. They said they're in the monitor, so what do you want?
Tell them
I can't.
I can't hear.
Your mic, please.
It's on.
It's not.
My mic is not working and I can't hear IFB. Can somebody try to talk to me? Set a shot.
One XLR, man? Check, 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 check,
Oh,
check. You're on.
I'm ready to go if you guys want me to do something. They don't have the mic.
The mic's on.
It's
Everything's on.
crackling.
I understand.
We're hot.
Good morning, Katie. Now I want to tell you here we're at Steelworks Industrial again. We don't know a lot of details after this point yet. This building has been engulfed by flames. When we got here just about an hour ago, it was less than we couldn't even see the flames coming up through the roof here. But now what we're seeing is that the entire building has been engulfed in flames. Falling down, street helpers over that little plastic recycling plant. Now we are still working to learn what it is. The hazmat is here on scene, and we do know that Buffalo and Hamburg are both assisting Lackwanna right now. But what is good news is that it's mobile.
And I'm tilting down the firefighter, whatever, and then all of a sudden she's talking, and I hear it, and I start talking.
Hello.
I've got both my drivers. Got both.
Well, good morning, Scott. Just moments ago, the roof collapsed on this building. Since we've been here, we've seen smokestack by smokestack up on the top catch fire. And like I said, now the building is gone and is completely engulfed in flames. Now, I want to make sure everyone knows, stay away from this area. Route 5 is closed and traffic is being rerouted at Madison Street. Now, Lackwanna Media says this fire is at the former site of Bethlehem Steel. Now, we're working to know when this started and how this started, but right now crews are just working to contain this fire and get it under control so it does not spread to any nearby houses. Now, Buffalo Fire Department has also arrived on scene along the Lackwanna Fire Department. Buffalo also has their hazmat in there. I also want to mention you can actually see the stream of smoke in the radar starting here in Lackwanna all the way to down to Mars. Now again, we are working to learn more details here. Right now it seems that residents are safe. They're just expressing a lot of shock, and rightfully so, as they wake up and step outside and see what they are falling and find the building just covered in flames. Again, we'll bring you any more information as they become available. So Scott, I'll send it back to you. From this viewpoint, Scott, I honestly could not tell you. It does seem like they're very close, but right now it doesn't seem the flames are going in the direction of these houses. The buildings kind of going away, thankfully. But of course, we're continuing to monitor the situation here as well. And of course, we'll let you know as soon as we have any
It's
updates.
has two charges, two buttons. Both by foot.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, Heather Lee here again. We are broadcasting live. We are on Route 5 in Lackwanna, the scene of this massive fire. What time is it now?
8:36.
8:36, so we've been here less than an hour, right? More police officers responding to the scene here. You can see just a row of ambulances sort of on standby right now. Buffalo fire crews, there's a hazmat team, several Buffalo Fire Department vehicles. Within the past couple of minutes, we saw this roof collapse here. You can see sort of the jagged edge, all of that metal and steel. That was a slanted, what appeared to be a metal roof. There were a number of vents all along the top, and when we first got here, you could see the roof in plain view, those vents. There was no fire near them, and then all of a sudden we saw the corner collapse, and this is sort of what we're left with at this point. You can see just a couple of those vents. Those used to be across the entire section of this building. Firefighters putting water on these flames right now. We do not know exactly where this fire started on this site. We do not know which building, if it was in fact in a building where the fire started before spreading to this much larger building here. Route 5, right now in Lackwanna, New York, closed in both directions in front of this site. You're hearing either what appear to be explosions or perhaps things that are collapsing. Again, we are in Lackwanna, New York, near Buffalo, New York. For those of you who might be watching from outside of the area, just thick black smoke. If you look off in the distance, this would be heading towards Mile Strip or Woodlawn Beach in that direction. About a mile, probably a mile, less than 2 miles away. It just looks like nighttime. That's all of that thick black smoke there. Just that huge cloud of smoke right now. You can see a lot of people from the neighborhood coming out, catching a glimpse of all of this. We have not heard, at least from our vantage point, we have not heard of any evacuations. But again, we are on just one side of this fire where the smoke is not blowing. On the opposite side might be a little bit of a different story. We are following this story from many angles. Our Pete Gallivan out here as well. We've got another photographer and their crew also back at the station. So stay with us here on Facebook, WGRZ.com. We'll be posting updates throughout the day today, and of course live updates on Channel 2.
Watch out, guys, gather
the road.
You got cars coming. Move to the side. I just heard that accelerator. Yeah, that's what I was.
I should tell my bosses right now. Not coming. No.
Another emergency crew here. So far from our vantage point, we have seen Lackwanna Police and Fire Department, along with Buffalo Fire Department responding here. For those of you just joining us, or for people outside of the area, this is Lackwanna, New York. We are right off of Route 5 here in Lackwanna, right near Buffalo, New York. This massive fire has been burning for about an hour now. You can see some of the aerial crews. Let me zoom in here. off in the distance, trying to put some water on these flames. Right in sort of the center of the screen, you can see one of the aerial trucks.
You guys still streaming?
Yes, Facebook live streaming.
Hi, Gum. Good right there. Down at the tree line. You're good right there.
Okay. One block. I kept hearing sirens.
All right.
Yeah, I'm good. I just... We have not gotten any word of evacuations, at least from where we are. We are on the east side of this scene. The smoke, as you can see, for the most part, staying away from these neighbors here. A lot of these folks out just sort of catching a glimpse of this the massive flames and obviously this massive cloud of smoke. You gotta wonder what's burning in there. This is the old Bethlehem steel site on Route 5 in Lackwanna, New York, right near Buffalo, New York. We've been at the scene following this for about an hour now, where it is still burning. We saw a roof collapse right here, probably within the past 15 or 20 minutes. Haven't seen many flames at this point, but throughout the morning we saw those flames just creeping across that roof, and then eventually the roof caved in. There's a little portion of the roof right there just above the trees in the center of your screen, and that's where they're concentrating water right now. I'm going to bring in Nate Benson for a second. He and I covered that huge fire in Lockport. Nate, I don't know if you remember, they're talking about the difficulty, and obviously we can't compare these fires without knowing a ton about what's happening here. But do you remember when the firefighters in Lockport were saying the difficulty of fighting it because of the metal building?
Yeah, the sheer size of these buildings, the fact that this was a steel plant. It was designed to contain heat, designed to just withstand so much force. My first job out of high school for 6 months was at the steel mill my dad worked at, so I know just the sheer power that a building like this is supposed to contain. And obviously when that roof came down, it was, hopefully nobody's hurt, but it was one of the most incredible things I've ever seen, because just the sheer power of the fire brought that down. We're still hearing explosions in the background, but the difficulty with a fire like this is just you don't necessarily know what's inside, so you don't necessarily know what you're dealing with to fight the fire. Obviously you're trying to prevent it from spreading. There is a residential area near this plant.
Right here.
Yep. But again, you're just trying to do the best job you can to contain it, and obviously this is well over 1 million square feet, I would imagine, if not more. So it's very difficult to prevent that from spreading.
Yeah, and one of the things that we sort of took away from Lockport, again, right now we are in Lackwanna, following this massive fire at the Bethlehem steel plant. But one of the things when we were covering that other fire in Lockport, the firefighters were saying the difficulty was the fact that, again, these are metal buildings. They're designed to keep heat in, as Nate said, and also when they collapse, even once the flames, they think that they're out.
They're hot for days.
Yeah, and they need to make sure that that fire underneath is still contained and put out eventually. We're just seeing that heavy, thick black smoke rolling up over here.
Yeah, you can see in the tower over here, they're trying to get some water on it.
Yeah, let me zoom in over here. And I would say about 20 minutes ago, those little vents that you see, I don't know what the technical term is, but they look like vents along the roof there. Those lined the entire roof. But as I pan over, you notice there is no more roof. That collapsed.
Yeah, they all kind of lit up like candlesticks on a mantle.
Yeah.
Very quickly. The first one, the far end over here lit up, and then kind of spread down.
Just spread all the way down.
There's no windows in a building like this, so obviously the entire inside was just a furnace of fire, and building up until finally it found a crack, melted through the roof, and then that roof came down very quickly.
And again, we are along Route 5 in Lackwanna, New York, near Buffalo, New York, for those of you who are watching outside of the area. Keith, to answer your question, we do not know exactly what's burning. We don't know how this fire started, where it started. We do know that that building that you see there in the foreground, the roof collapsed there, and that building at one point caught fire, but we don't know if that's where the fire actually originated here. If you look off in the distance, that's looking toward Mile Strip, towards Woodlawn Beach. It looks like the dark of night over there. That is just that thick cloud of black smoke. Let me step out of the road over here. We've got more fire crews, more ambulance crews on the way. A number of crews that appear to be just on standby. We've got Buffalo Fire Hazmat, a number of ambulance crews on standby. This is the neighborhood right here closest to it. Fortunately, right now, the wind is in our favor, keeping the smoke away from us. Kitchen 33 from Buffalo Fire. And another specialized team from Buffalo Fire just arriving here at the scene. Another ambulance also on the way. Trevor, to answer your question, what kind of building? This was obviously an industrial building. Not entirely sure what it was constructed of. The roof appeared to be metal, and at least a portion of the sides appeared to be metal.
You guys are fine. They didn't miss for us. Look at that. You guys are all right. You guys are doing one? I'll move.
You can see more water going on. Okay, what time is it now?
8:49.
Okay. We should probably get set up. Do you mind putting this?
That's fine.
Guys, we're going to take a quick, we're going to keep rolling here, but we're going to take a quick break from narrating while we get ready to do our live hit here. Bear with us. We're going to join you back here in a couple of minutes once we learn some more details.
What channel? Well, this is Nate.
There's Commissioner
We're working on
Garnell Whitfield
set up for the live hit.
from Buffalo Fire. He just arrived on the scene here.
Okay, yeah, we'll get after you in a second about that.
Yep. burning what, about an hour?
We were well into the meeting, so I would say 7:30 is when that shoot came.
Yeah. Hey guys, it's Heather from New York.
Will you just give me, like you were broadcasting, Mike said.
What is the plan? How long am I going for? Who am I talking to, please? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna step out of the way because obviously the pictures are pretty impressive over here.
Getting any static in your IP?
No, I'm good. Good morning, this is a mic check. We are live along Route 5 in Lackwanna. I'll probably cut over this way so that I don't go in your shot. How far away is it until us?
How far out are we going to say?
What's that?
How far out are we going to say?
We're about 2 minutes. You can roll whatever you want, or
We can just take it live.
just take it live. I'm gonna step out of the way. That truck just moved out of my way, so that's good.
They tweeted a tower cam shot. That's all I wanted.
They said they didn't get here in time. And they shut
Who's
down
that?
the Skyway. Four.
They shut down the sky. So they must be somewhere else. So, like the only thing I've seen so far is from
People do.
What? What kind
Do you
of
know
job
when
is
they
that?
closed the Skyway?
They closed this, I would say, hour ago. Hour and 20,
Okay.
15 minutes ago.
Or can I just tag out?
15 minutes ago?
Hour and
tag out?
15
an
minutes
hour and
ago.
15
Or
minutes
do you
ago.
want
Thank
to
you.
It took them a while to close it.
Stand by. Gotcha. 8:57. Thank you very much.
I gotta find some sounds.
I got you after this. Do you have a phone charger? I'll barter. I'll trade you. Stand by 30.
Good morning, Katie. Now, as you can see here, firefighters still battling this fire. A lot of them on ladder trucks spraying water down here, just trying to keep everything under control. But what we do know at this time is this fire was called in around 8 a.m. as a 2-alarm fire quickly through. The roof at this point has collapsed and some of the sides of the building have come down here, but we do know at this time Buffalo Fire and Hamburg are assisting Lackwanna. Hazmat crews are also on scene here, as well as multiple ambulance units on standby
Hey there, John and Melissa. Good morning. Let me step out of the way so you can see just still these incredible photos, this incredible video that we can show you at this time. If you zoom in on the building, our photographer Nate Benson over there, the roof at one point about a half an hour ago was still intact. There are these small vents, or actually these vents along the top you can see by the stream of the water. Those at one point lined the entire roof of this building. And then about, again, 30 minutes ago, we saw flames just engulf each one of those before the entire roof collapsed. Occasionally, we'll hear what appear to be either explosions or parts of this building that are caving in. At this point, we do not know exactly where this fire started on the property of the former Lackwanna steel site. We don't know where it originated, if it was in one of these buildings or outside of before it spread here. We also do not know at this point whether or not there was anyone inside or if there are any injuries. This massive cloud of smoke can be seen as we were driving over the skyway, which she mentioned is closed right now. This section of the front also closed. That area in Lackwanna along Route 5, off in the distance beyond that cloud of smoke. That's when we're headed toward Milestone, towards Hamburg and Lakeview. People in those areas reporting just massive clouds of smoke coming through their neighborhood. The neighborhood over here, Adams Street and Route 5, these homes right now seem to be in the clear. That's because the wind is at our back right now. It is pushing that smoke in that opposite direction. You can see it's still billowing off at this point. We have seen a number of crews, Buffalo Fire, Lackwanna Fire, and at least half a dozen ambulances that appear right now to be on standby. Buffalo also sent their hazmat crew. We also saw the Buffalo Fire Commissioner, Darnell Whitfield. He is here at the scene, but right now it's unclear exactly what their role is. We have seen, you can see over off in the distance there, they're fighting this fire, but at least our vantage point from the air with a steady stream of water pouring onto just that one section of the roof that hasn't yet collapsed. All of this has been burning for more than an hour now. We've been following this story for you throughout the morning. There's also another ladder truck, bucket truck on the other side, so they appear to be dousing the flames from either side of that building. One of the things that we were thinking back to, our photographer Nate Benson and I, a lot of folks on Facebook and social media, they said that this kind of reminded them of that Lockwood fire. One of the things that we took away from that fire, in speaking with firefighters, is that these industrial fires are incredibly hard to control for a number of reasons. There is a lot of space here. We do not know the materials that are going inside, and also this portion of this building appears to be metal, and what that does, especially once it collapses, it falls on top of the seam here, and that fire is trapped underneath. At this point, terribly unsafe to be anywhere near that building, let alone inside.